with head coach Rich Rodriguez. We get set for the Wildcats' first road trip of the season, heading down to El Paso to take on the UTEP Miners on a Friday night. We'll get to that, Coach, but first of all, let's go back and look at your game against Houston. I think you mentioned after the ball game some opportunities there for your team. Defense played well. Gosh, another score here or there, and who knows what would happen.
Yeah, and we had plenty of opportunities. Defensively, did, especially in the red zone, played a lot better than we did in the first game. And offensively, we just weren't clicking at times, and we didn't finish some drives. Some missed opportunities there. So the good part about it is that I think everything that we saw that we didn't do, we can correct. It's not like we didn't have the talent or something there. So we got worked really hard this week in a short week to get ready.
You always talk about the improvement from game 1 to game 2, and on paper the defense made a big jump. How did it look on film after you went back and watched it?
Well, we played a lot more aggressive. I thought we were really tentative in the first game, and some of that's going to be with experience. As our young guys get more experience, they'll play more aggressively. Won't be as tentative as they were in the first game. But offensively, we played a pretty good front. They had some guys that were there, and they did a lot of movement. It was the first game for them, so we weren't sure exactly what they were going to do, and they gave us a lot of looks we thought, and so we were solid up front, but we just missed a few big play opportunities, and then we let them have a couple big plays that we normally wouldn't do, like the kickoff return right before the half, and that set us back a little bit.
I was going to ask you about that kickoff return because that was only the second return by an opponent this season, and your guys really hadn't had a chance to work a lot in a live situation like that. Did that tend to lead to that?
Well, I hope it. No, we just had a few too many missed assignments on that, and that kind of got out of our lanes a little bit. So we're looking at that. We're trying to get better on all our special teams, and we expect a lot out of our special teams because we got a nice pool of players to do it. Lucas has been kicking off great, but you're not going to kick every one of them out. So we're working really hard to fix that up this week.
All right, we talked a lot about the young guys on your team. Now this is their first road game, so it's kind of a new deal for many of your players. Do you do anything differently this week to approach?
Well, it's a shorter week, and we lose a day because we're traveling. We're taking a long bus ride to get down there, and but our guys will probably all sleep. Hopefully, we'll get everything done during before we make the trip. But we'll have a little walkthrough meetings, and we got all day Friday to wait around, and so we'll have a couple meetings Friday as well to get ready. And we need the time to get a little bit healthier, but at the same time, I think our guys are ready to play games, and we can measure ourselves again on this away game, how focused our guys are, and I think they'll be very focused.
Last week, some of the story was your team's offensive line against Houston's defensive line. Now you kind of turn it around. Houston's, or I should say UTEP's offensive line is considered maybe the best in its conference. So is this a big assignment for your defensive?
It is, and the style of play, it's something you don't see. It's like a little bit like the Stanford, where they're going to put 2 tight ends or a fullback and come downhill and power at you. And we're a little bit undersized defensively right now, so that's going to be the big challenge. Can we get off blocks? And they're big size, they're big guys, the O-linemen and the tight ends that they have. We got to be able to get off blocks, or they'll just keep trying to pound us.
All right, Cats and the Miners coming up Friday night. Speaking of El Paso, when we come back, we'll be joined by Tristan Cooper.
It's Star Wars Night, Arizona versus Utah on Friday, September 22nd at 7:30. Go to ArizonaWildcats.com/FB for tickets and promotion details. Bear down, and may the Force be with you.
It's time to get to know your Wildcats, and we're visiting with Tristan Cooper, a spur linebacker. Plays a couple different spots on the field for the Wildcats, and big season underway, and you'll be headed back to El Paso here, your hometown. But before we get to that, tell us a little bit about who you are. Who is Tristan Cooper for those that don't know you?
I'm from El Paso, Texas, as you just said. I've grown up always playing football. I really never liked it. I actually liked basketball a lot more. I just found it, I guess, more interesting. And towards my high school, I always played basketball and football. So about junior year, I stopped playing basketball because I saw I was better in football. And plus my height, I guess I kind of already saw where I was going to stop, about 6'1", 6'2". So I focused more on football my junior and senior year, and I ended up getting a late offer from Arizona, which was Arizona was a very great pick because I didn't want to go too far from home. So, I mean, a 4-hour drive from El Paso was perfect, and I already knew this was the place to go. So right when I took the visit, I already knew I was home. So
for the layman, explain the spur position.
It's kind of like a hybrid. Like it's like a corner. Like I can man up with the receivers. I'm in the box at times. I can play a safety. Like I'm moving around everywhere. It's like a corner, a safety, and a linebacker all together.
A bucket list of places you'd like to visit sometime in your life. Where'd you like to go?
See, I heard we're playing Hawaii. I guess it was in my senior year. That's a big place to go. I always want to leave the States because I've never left. I mean, the only states I've ever visited were California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. So I always wanted to get out the States, somewhere in Europe. I know I want to go to Europe. So, I mean, but other than that, I'm pretty okay with it.
All right. If you could buy any car in the world, what would it be?
I love the Audis, so
okay.
I'd have to probably go with one of those.
All right. Favorite color then? For the car?
Oh, for the car, I like it probably in it'd probably be all black, matte black, maybe all matte black.
All right. Favorite thing you like to do on your day off from football?
Sleep. That is something I never thought I would say, but camp got me all types of messed up, and season was very hectic. So any of my free time, it was all sleep.
All right. Well, enjoy it as much as you can. All right. He is Tristan Cooper.